Hi folks, how you doing? Great, my name is Stan and I'm pretty much happy and excited to be here just to speak a word into someone's life. You see, I have a word that I'm going to be sharing with us, and it's from one of the books that I've read entitled The Authentic Divine Dialogue. And in this particular book, I'm going to be sharing with us from a subtitle that I've titled Self-Denial. A person has got to come to a place in their lives where they have to deny themselves. Well, where do I get that? It's in the scriptures, my brother. When you read in Matthew 16:24, the Bible reads, "And Jesus said unto his disciples, If any man shall come after me, let him deny himself." You see, the interesting thing is when you look at the word translated deny, is from the Greek word aparneomai. And the word aparneomai, what it actually speaks about, it speaks about a person losing acquaintance of oneself. A person losing interest in self, where it's no longer about them. They don't lead a life governed by them, and it's not about what they want. It's not about their interest. This is like one of the most difficult things, because a lot of people, they are so conscious of self, and there is a call for a person to come to a place where they're not necessarily conscious of themselves. It's really interesting because a lot of people are so conscious of themselves. You see, a lot of people are self-seeking and self-centered. A lot of people are just in that place where it's about me, myself, and I, the unholy trinity. It's just sad and really unfortunate, but the beautiful thing is Jesus calls us to a place where we deny ourselves. And I'm just loving this. So now when one comes, or rather what I should say is the highest form of self-denial is when a person comes to a place in his life where they decree and declare that it's not I that live, but Christ that lives through me. Where it's no longer themselves that live, but Jesus that lives through them. It's like the highest form of self-actualization, where a person ceases to exist as himself, but begins to allow Jesus to live through them. For me, I like to think that's the highest form of achievement anybody could ever have on planet Earth, because the sad and most unfortunate thing is that people are caught up in themselves. They're caught up in themselves. They're so drained and caught up in themselves, and it's all about it's all about three things that govern their lives. It's all about the will, what I want. It's all about the intellect, what I think. It's all about the emotions, what I feel. Where the person is just so overwhelmed and saturated with self that they have lost touch of life, and they are of no good to anybody, because they seek to please themselves and satisfy their flesh above anything else. It's like one of the most selfish things that actually happens, where a person lives not for anybody else but for themselves, where a person is not even a blessing to anybody. It's like one of the most dangerous and the saddest places where human beings could actually exist and live from. And the dangerous thing about that, the dangerous thing about a person existing in that realm where it's about what I want and what I feel and what I think, the most dangerous thing about existing in that realm is that the enemy can use that against you. You wonder why you're always miserable, why you're always in pain, why you're always hurt, simply because you live a self-centered life. That's why it's easy for you to be hurt. Why? Because you're leading a self-centered life. You're living a life in which you are the master of your soul, the master of your own destiny. You run your own life. For that reason, it's easy for you to be hurt. So there is yet another place where I would like to introduce you, where you can lead a life that is free of pain. And this is when you have come to a place where you have actually surrendered your life completely into the hands of God, and you have denied yourself, and you have decreed that it's not I that live, but Jesus that is living through me. One of the greatest achievements that anybody can ever have in life is when they come to that place where they actually deny themselves. Aparneomai, where they surrender themselves completely to God, and they lose touch and interest of their own will, of their own thoughts, and of their own emotions, where they have surrendered everything into the hands of God. You see, the sad thing is that the reason why a lot of people who live for themselves are so miserable and are in pain is simply because there's so many things that come. There's so many things that come to people. There's so many things that happen to people, and because of that, they just drained. They just are in pain. They just are miserable because they are living a life in which they are trying to please themselves.